Right now on your mobile device, this is ABC Montana, local news at 5, where a new leader is emerging.
And good evening, Montana. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ben Kaplan. Several weeks after pleading guilty to 2 felony assault with weapon charges after a November shooting, the Great Falls man is in trouble again for something that allegedly occurred while in jail. Trevor Bishop appeared in court today and faces a charge of assault on a peace officer after he reportedly punched and bit a detention officer. According to charging documents, a detention officer was trying to move Bishop to another part of the detention center when Bishop hid under a set of stairs. When the officer tried to subdue him, he reportedly punched the officer twice and bit him, which required medical attention. Bishop also reportedly yelled to the officer that he had hepatitis C, and I hope you get it. Bond was set at $100,000. Also making an initial appearance today is Everett Steiner of Great Falls. Steiner's facing a charge of elder abuse after he was reportedly found under the influence of alcohol while on duty. According to court documents, Steiner was the only overnight employee at Treasure State Group Home when he was found passed out in a patient's room. Another staff member had reportedly seen a patient who needs 24-hour monitoring roaming freely. Steiner reportedly showed characteristics of being under the influence of alcohol and provided a breath sample of .287. Bond was set at $1,000 and included a condition that elders not be in his care. A Box Elder woman pled guilty to assault in the death of her 11-month-old son. Cecilia Gardapi made an agreement with prosecutors on Monday to drop a second-degree murder charge in exchange for a lesser charge of assault. Garrett Kirby Laframboise, the boy's father and Gardapi's boyfriend, made a similar plea deal in April. He was sentenced to 13 years. Candace Small died October 21st. An autopsy found the child had multiple skull fractures, a broken nose, and brain hemorrhaging. 2 fatal car accidents took place over the weekend, and authorities today released the identities of those who died in the accidents. In the accident that happened near Lewistown early Saturday morning, Fergus County Coroner Dick Brown says that 57-year-old Kimberly Knabb was the driver of the vehicle that drifted onto the shoulder before overcorrecting and overturning. The accident happened on U.S. Highway 87 and mile marker 96. Montana Highway Patrol confirmed Saturday that Knabb was ejected from her vehicle and was not wearing a seatbelt. She was pronounced dead at the scene. In the accident that took place up in Blaine County Saturday afternoon, 19-year-old Janica Doney died after she was ejected from the car. The accident on State Highway 66 and mile marker 31 resulted in her death and injuries to the 2 male passengers who were also ejected from the vehicle after it went airborne. According to MHP, no one was wearing a seatbelt. Also, alcohol could have been a factor. The accident is still under investigation. And in case you missed it over the weekend, a standoff in Great Falls came to an end with the suspect surrendering to authorities. Ernest Miller's in police custody after a near 2-hour standoff. He currently faces felony charges for attempted deliberate homicide, criminal endangerment, and unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Police say he could face more charges as well. It all started when police responded to reports of a home break-in early Friday afternoon, but saw no signs of anyone. After a Cascade County Sheriff's deputy saw a person with the description matching Miller's, he attempted to make contact. Miller reportedly ran and fired 3 shots at the deputy before barricading himself. Miller later surrendered, and according to police, he did have a gunshot wound on his lower abdomen, which they believe was self-inflicted, as no officers fired any shots. Well, do you want to learn more about severe weather? Become a Skywarn spotter and help the National Weather Service identify and describe local severe storms and provide essential information for all types of weather hazards. The information provided by Skywarn spotters has enabled NWS to issue more timely and accurate warnings for tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, and flash floods. Training is conducted at the local offices on your screen and covers basics of thunderstorm development, fundamentals of storm structure, identifying potential severe weather features, information to report and how to report the information, and basic severe weather safety. Classes are free and typically they last about 2 hours. Tonight's class in Great Falls starts at 6:30 at the Cascade County Disaster and Emergency Services office at that address right there on your screen. Well, the work week came and so did the sunshine. Ted is here with a first look at our forecast. Ted?
Yes, wouldn't you know it indeed. And good afternoon, everyone. And yeah, a lot of sunshine out there today, and there'll be more tomorrow. There is a chance for some thunderstorms, showers and thunderstorms later on in the week. And I'll have more on that coming up in the 7-day. First, let me show you what's going on. As for tonight, just a few clouds out there. It's going to be on the chilly side you might want to protect any of the, let's call them intolerant plants that you may have planted outside, because many areas will be below freezing. And then for tomorrow, lots of sunshine. There'll be some clouds around as well. A pretty nice day with temps in the 60s, and it'll be mild late this week. Could even call it warm at times, but showers and maybe a few thunderstorms in the forecast. Details in a little while, Ben.
All right, thank you, Ted. Leaders of an American Indian tribe in Montana awaiting federal recognition say they're closer than ever to that goal. Last week, the Little Shell Tribe of Chippewa Indians Council Chairman Gerald Gray spoke with Governor Steve Bullock at the annual Tribal Leader Summit in Helena. Gray says recently proposed rule changes for recognizing American Indian tribes would put a nod from the U.S. government within their reach. Federal officials say the proposed rule changes are in the midst of a months-long finalization process. The landless tribe has been recognized by the state of Montana since 2000. With about 4,500 members loosely centered here in Great Falls, federal recognition could bring the tribe land along with housing and education assistance. Republican Congressman Steve Daines launched his Eastern Montana tour today. The congressman kicked off the tour in Billings, where he met with energy representatives, tribal leaders, and local elected officials to discuss the importance of Montana's coal industry and impact that new regulations are having on coal jobs. The congressman will spend the next week traveling throughout the Treasure State to highlight Montana's growing energy industry and discuss economic issues facing communities. His next stop tomorrow is in Forsyth. Senator John Walsh is on Capitol Hill fighting to increase the minimum wage for folks right here in Montana. The new senator is working on creating a piece of legislature that would raise the federal minimum wage rate, which would also raise the rate right here in the Treasure State. Currently, the federal minimum wage is set at $7.25. Senator Walsh is currently lobbying to increase that amount by any amount possible.
The numbers that I've seen, it would benefit approximately 80,000 Montanans and what it would do is put more money into their pockets, and then they would be able to spend, they're going to spend that money on across Main Street, Montana.
Walsh says if passed, Congress could lift more than 1 million U.S. residents out of poverty. He also added that folks here in Montana can actually help him by writing or calling in to voice their desire to see minimum wage go up. The local Berry Beach support group is planning a large event for the city of Great Falls to help raise awareness for the anniversary of Beach being sent back to prison. This Thursday, it'll be 1 year since the state Supreme Court sent Berry Beach back to jail. The local support group will hold a walk and prayer vigil in downtown Great Falls to help show their support. And according to the group, Beach has gained much more support now on a national level.
I want to say 31 years ago, Berry Beach was sent to prison. And at that time, he had his mother by his side. Now he has a whole support group.
And Barry hears about the efforts that we do on his behalf, and it definitely keeps him encouraged.
The group will meet at the Great Falls Civic Center and will start the event with a prayer. Folks in the community are welcome to join them. Also, the 10th Street Bridge will be lit a day earlier to also show support for Beach. All right, so last week we talked about the possibility of this week being nice during the work week, and I was all for it. I was like, yes, I just want to see the sunshine.
Yeah.
But as I'm driving into work and it's nice outside, part of me was like, why couldn't it have been this way over the weekend?
You know, why don't we just make the weekend Monday and Tuesday? That way we'll get the
Along
weather.
with Saturday and Sunday? I'm all for it.
Right. That's even better than my suggestion. But yes, indeed, lots of sunshine out there today. There'll be more tomorrow. Chance of showers later on in the week. I'll tell you all about that right after this. And the Stockman Bank Tower Cam on this gorgeous Monday afternoon. Look at that, tons of sunshine. And good afternoon, everyone. So glad to have you with us, and I hope you enjoyed the weekend despite the lack of sunshine, but we'll have quite a bit the next couple of days. More on that coming up in just a few. Nice night, or nice evening out there it shall be. 56 now in Great Falls. 58 in Helena, getting down near the freezing point. In fact, many areas below freezing tonight. Those were the high temperatures. Let's go to the current temperatures, which happen to be the high temperatures. You gotta love Mondays. 56 Great Falls and 58 in Helena. Wind's not a factor out there right now and won't be through the overnight hours. Generally clear skies now. That will be the story through the overnight hours. More clouds as you head on towards eastern portions of the area. This you see, I think, here is false returns. I don't see any reports of any precipitation or maybe a little activity that's evaporating before reaching the ground. All right, we'll pan on out and show you what's going on. Lots of clear skies over here, and that's probably where a ridge is, and right you are. Big ridge in the jet stream. While you see back to the east, it's a nice storm system here, produced severe weather and snow. Heading off to the north and east, you see on the east side of the trough that activity. But this ridge right here will be our next weather maker or non-maker, actually both, weather non-maker and weather maker. I'm really confusing you right on through this week, because here's how the jet stream will be set up this week. It's going to strong ridge just to our west, really flexing its muscles and exerting its influence into the region. Going to keep things pretty nice. However, you have to remember these jet stream winds, this flow of air is actually what it is, a river of air high in the atmosphere. Acts like a conveyor belt for moisture and storm systems or little disturbances that cause weather. So as we head towards Thursday and Friday, it's going to be a little bit of a disturbance that rolls along the flow here, and that may give us a few showers and thunderstorms as we head towards Thursday. And also by Friday, this ridge will flatten out, and that'll allow some more moisture to be trucked in off the Pacific, so a better chance for showers as we head towards Friday and, yes, the weekend. But anyway, nothing showing up tonight. Good looking night. Again, it's going to be cold though, even in the upper 20s in some areas. But a great looking day tomorrow. Maybe a few clouds around, but look at right here. Futurecast painting in a chance for a shower across a portion of the high line. Many communities won't see a shower, but there is that chance for a shower as we head through tomorrow night. Nothing happening. Wednesday not looking like a bad day either at all from here. About 33 at the bus stop tomorrow morning, 62 heading on home in the afternoon. A few clouds around tonight, but chilly again. Those intolerant plants, you might want to cover those up. Upper 20s to the low 30s, so again, many areas below freezing. Sun and clouds tomorrow, nice day coming up. Upper 50s, normally cooler communities, 64 for Great Falls and 65 for a high in Helena. Rocky Mountain front and adjacent high line, chilly tonight with just a few clouds around. And then for tomorrow, Browning and Choteau in the upper 50s, as the rest of the communities in the mid 60s, and the rest of the high line tonight. Lots of clouds around, temperatures down to the low 30s. Low to mid 30s anyway. And then for tomorrow, there's a chance for a shower. Again, many communities won't see a shower, but some will. And temps in the 50s and into the low 60s in the next 7 days. Hey, yeah, 70s showing up there. Look at that, Ben. Woohoo! Yeah. How about that, huh? At least, you know, it looks like as we head, you know, a chance for showers as we head towards the weekend. At least the temperatures are beginning to respond to the calendar. Is that a right way of putting it, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know, we've been dealing with the cold side of spring here in our lovely state, so now we're going to be dealing with some mild temperatures anyway.
I can deal with a little bit of rain as long as you've got the 70s to go along with it. That looks pretty nice. Yeah. And did you have a good weekend?
I did. I was in Missoula, actually, and I got up Sunday morning, and it was snowing. And from when I went, I checked the observations, and I said, for Great Falls, it's like, snowing in Great Falls, too.
Yeah, it did. I wasn't going to bring it up. Yes, you know, it snowed here a little bit. The nice thing was, though, at about, I want to say, like 3:30 or 4, it got nice, and the sun came out, the snow melted. So
right.
That was nice.
That's the redeeming thing about having the longer hours of daylight. You know, you get to 4 or 5 o'clock, and you still have all the daylight left, and boom, it can be nice. You can go out for that jog or bike ride or whatever you like to do.
That's right. So a little snow in May, you know what? That's not going to ruin anybody's plans.
No.
You know, because the sun will come out later, and it'll make everything okay.
Right, and especially with temps in the 60s and 70s this week.
You're the man.
Redemption.
Right?
Perhaps.
Looking forward to those. Thanks, Ted.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Celebrating 60 years covering North Central Montana. This is ABC Montana, local news at 5, where a new leader is emerging.
And welcome back. George Washington would be proud. Just one day after Mother's Day, the father of our country is being honored in the city that bears his name. The Washington Monument was reopened to the American people today. It needed 3 years of repairs after Mother Nature left the famous monument all shook up. ABC's Tamon Bradley was on hand for all the festivities.
One of the country's most spectacular landmarks, the Washington Monument, is welcoming visitors again.
Today, we again welcome visitors to this iconic symbol in the nation's capital.
It was almost 3 years ago, August 2011, when the iconic tower was wounded by a powerful 5.8 magnitude earthquake.
An earthquake centered in Virginia has been felt all up and down the eastern corridor.
Inside the massive stone structure, panicked tourists raced down the stairs. The monument suffered 150 cracks. Crews used this awful-looking scaffolding equipped with a giant elevator to make repairs. It was a daunting task.
During full production, we probably had 30-plus guys hanging from swings.
Engineers had to make sure the 36,000 stacked stones, fitted on top of each other without mortar, were structurally secure.
The dilemma is getting 500 feet in the air and erecting scaffolding and getting to the point where you have to make the repairs.
The price tag for the restoration, $15 million, half from taxpayers, the other half coming from philanthropist David Rubenstein.
I just think I got very lucky in my life, and I want to give back.
Rubenstein got an early look at the restoration, taking a climb all the way to the top. He says the plaques representing all 50 states are restored, and the view is spectacular. Timon Bradley, ABC News, Washington.
A gay marriage arrived in Arkansas Saturday, beginning with two women who had traveled overnight to ensure they'd be first in line.
It's been eventful. Yeah, it's an indescribable feeling. I'm still in shock by it, but yeah, first ones in Arkansas history.
Carroll County, Arkansas Deputy Clerk Jane Osborne issued a marriage license to the Fort Smith couple who wed later on the sidewalk near the courthouse. The officiant wore a rainbow-colored dress. It may just sound like an excuse to drink, but many people swear that a glass of red wine a day keeps them fit and healthy. Today, these people may find some new research, well, a little hard to swallow. With more, here's ABC's Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Red wine, we've all heard that drinking it will help our heart, even help us live longer. And some science has pointed to one red wine chemical in particular called resveratrol as the reason why. But today, investigators from Johns Hopkins University offer findings that some may find sobering. Resveratrol, they say, may not offer the benefits that we had hoped. They looked at 800 older Italians over 9 years to see if this chemical was indeed linked to less cancer, better heart health, and longer life. Those connections simply weren't there in this particular study. So is it time to set down that glass? Perhaps not. Red wine is, after all, more than just resveratrol, so that a small glass a day may still have some health benefits. The important point to remember, as always, moderation is key, and that's something we can all drink to. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
And we'll be right back. Donating blood is a great way to literally save lives in our community, and the Red Cross is giving you the opportunity to help do just that this week. On Thursday, May 15th, the St. Peter's American Red Cross Blood Drive will take place at the Hospital Education Center. You can stop by the Helena Hospital from 10:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's best if you make an appointment. Those can be made at redcrossblood.org, and will guarantee your donation time, or you can do it by walking in, but that could result in a wait. Every 27 minutes, someone in the Treasure State needs blood, and the Red Cross collects more than 700 pints in the state each week to give to patients in more than 30 hospitals. Great Falls Schools and the Food Bank are partnering up to give kids a safe place to eat this summer. The summer feeding program starts June 9th and goes through July 31st. It offers free breakfast and lunch to kids 18 and under at the Paris Gibson Education Center. Director of Food Services Jennifer Spellman says there will also be activities and prizes for the kids, and it's important to give them a safe place to be during the summertime.
You know, so many kids don't have a place to go, don't have things to do. It's costly to do other activities, so hopefully we can bring this to our site, and we're working with the food bank, and hopefully they're working on transportation to help get kids here. So I think it's important for kids to have a place to go, a safe place to go, and be able to be fed well.
I think it's an awesome program. Parents who are interested just need to bring their kids to the Paris Gibson Education Center. Spellman also says that they're constantly looking for volunteers, so anyone who is interested should contact her at 268-4029. Again, 268-4029. 888-203-2929. When a kid takes a ride in a car, it's obvious they need a car seat, but are they sitting in the right type? If you're in Helena and need help answering that question, you're in luck. Tomorrow from 1:45 to 3:45, a child car seat checkup event will take place in the Helena Costco parking lot. Trained technicians will be on hand to answer your questions about choosing the best car seats and how to install them properly into your vehicle. According to the Montana Department of Transportation, about 80% of the seats they check are not installed correctly, so it's important to get them inspected again from tomorrow 1:45 to 3:45 in the Costco parking lot in Helena. And welcome back into the KFUB Sports Office for Monday's Sports in 60 Seconds. This week's senior standout is Conrad's three-sport star Morgan Van Dyke. She's an all-state performer in basketball and the top girls player on the Cowgirls tennis team. Van Dyke says she's made a lot of wonderful memories during her high school career.
Oh, it's been an amazing experience, getting to know the team and as well as the community. It's just been a good opportunity and have a lot of memories.
Blake Arthur will have much more with this week's senior standout tonight on the news at 6.
St. Louis Rams select Michael Sam.
Michael Sam became the first openly gay player to be drafted by an NFL team when the St. Louis Rams picked him in the 7th and final round on Saturday. He was the 249th overall pick. However, Sam is reportedly ranked second amongst all rookies in jersey sales so far, trailing only Cleveland Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel. And if you're an NBA fan, you've got two playoff games to look forward to tonight. Miami and Brooklyn play at 6 o'clock, while Portland and San Antonio play at 8:30. Then in hockey, Montreal and Boston play at 5:30, and LA and Anaheim play at 8 o'clock. And that is your sports in 60 seconds.
All right, it'll be chilly tonight, upper 20s and low 30s, but we warm up nicely tomorrow with sunshine and a few clouds, mid-60s, upper 60s on Wednesday, and as we head towards the weekend, chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms back in the forecast, but hey, temperatures in the 60s and low 70s, ooh, I don't think anybody would be lined up at the complaint department in the weather center with those
I think you're okay. Have you seen the movie Tombstone with Kurt Russell?
You know, I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't seen, I don't think I've seen bits of it.
Well, there's a scene where he has his enemies on the other side of the river, and he gets up and just starts yelling, "No," and kind of walks across and takes care of all the bad guys. When the rain and cold weather comes, I'm going to start doing that. I'll see you at 6.